In Florida, our lawmakers, our legislature, has attempted to prevent companies from being able to keep their documents secret when they have a product that could harm the public. Because that is a menace, not just to one family who has lost a life or a family who is taking care of a seriously, catastrophically injured individual as a result of a defect in a product. It's a menace to everybody. And so Florida passed a law. It's called the Sunshine and Litigation Act. And the reason they call it sunshine, because it's supposed to be in the open. And if there is a product that is a danger to the public, then the law says the courts cannot enter orders keeping the documents that show what that defect is in that product secret. And what you will find is, in some cases, these companies that manufacture products that have defects in the design, the very design of the product, or have a defect in the manufacturing process that causes one of the parts to be manufactured in a defective way, they still fight hard. They fight hard in Florida to prevent courts from utilizing the Sunshine and Litigation Act to still keep all of their documents secret. So courts are overworked, just like a lot of places in our society. And trial courts have many, many cases. And what the law requires is for a trial judge to look at every single document that a company claims is their trade secret and should be kept secret and should be kept from the public, and for that court to make a determination whether or not there's information within these documents that present a public hazard. Now, for a court, for instance, in the General Motors ignition switch cases, they looked at almost 2 million documents. So that's a lot of documents. And so courts have taken a position at times that they couldn't look at all of those documents to make that determination. And they may not have the technical skill to make that determination. But in Florida, that's what is required. And that's the law. And so some courts and some judges encourage the parties to attempt to come up with a solution and craft a order, a protective order, so that these documents can be disseminated in the case. And for that particular case, the lawyer who's representing the family, who's trying to find out what happened, has an obligation to represent that family in the most zealous way that they can. And so they know they need this information. They know they need it in order to be able to prove and find out what happened to someone's loved one. And so oftentimes they enter into these secrecy orders just so that they can get the material that they need in order to prove the case. And then all of these materials never see the light of day. And hopefully, with this General Motors debacle and the unnecessary loss of life, the unnecessary endangerment of millions of people on our highways, it will open up the light. And if, for instance, this General Motors president is taken at her word, and other presidents of companies that manufacture and design products follow her suit, then it will be a better day and a safer place for all of us.